Hi, Tony Knight, the dog listener here. Every day can be a day where you give your dog some training, and sometimes that's just about giving them a new experience, because every time something is new, a dog can ask you questions, and it's fine for them to ask questions. We can give them the right answer. So in this film, this is the very first time that George was taken to the golf club. Now, you've seen a previous film, hopefully, where we took Lewis to give him an idea of what it's all about, and adding another dog into the dynamic, especially a smaller dog, a younger dog, can mean that not just George is going to ask questions, but also Lewis, because something has changed. So let's see what happened. Right, we're taking George for his first excursion to the golf club. Lewis has already been. I want to make sure I get through the door first, so I'm being happy in control every single time. I'm going to open the door. Just because the door's open doesn't mean we're going anywhere yet, so I'm just going to back up until they both come with me. Because you can have one dog that's absolutely fine on the leash, another dog that's absolutely fine on the leash on their own, but you put them together and they go, well, this is completely different, isn't it? And they start to pull whatnot, and you have to show them, no, it's exactly the same. So that's good. Just see if I can get through this door first. Lewis is already aware of this, but as you can see, George is not aware of the drill. And you walk with your legs, not your arms, because that way your movements aren't jerky. No, George has gone ahead, you see, and again, you don't get jerking around with them because you don't want to hurt him. You just want to show them you're going to go through when I allow it. That's better, awesome. Didn't take long. So George needs to know some road manners, some sense on the road, because just pulling means you can go anywhere. And so I'm just going to bring them back, make these leashes a bit shorter. Control. It's not good enough. And if you've got one dog that's playing by the rules, that's good. They just get an extra good practice. So I'm just going to make these shorter so I'm not getting my legs tangled up. They get longer later and move them around. It's a bit of manoeuvring at first because I've got more than one. I just want to get to that step first without getting pulled. Ooh, nearly, you thought about it. This is where you do the groundwork, and if you get the groundwork in, then your dogs are listening to you. Yep, that's better, good. Now he's pulling again because we've changed. So often dogs, when their surface changes, they go, well, that's completely different now, isn't it? And you have to show them it's exactly the same. Again, I'll just extricate myself from that, and I want to get to the end of this set of paving slabs first. Gently. You can always go back a step. It's not a problem going back a step if the dog forgets. It's better to be happy and in control than just think, oh, I'll just get dragged down the street, because he's going to get bigger. Good. Lewis is doing very well. George is going, what the hell? Better. So we made quite a bit of progress there, but I'm just going to go back. So I got to the second one, that's good. So a step at a time, good. I'm going to be strict at first. Strict in my mind, anyway. Good, first step. Second step. Oh, George, dude. This is where a 5-minute exercise means you may not actually go far away from your home, but that's okay, because as long as you're happy and in control, you can make little advancements. When you learn to drive a car, you're strict at first. Oh, I thought I had it. Hey, third step. Fourth step, fifth step. I'm going to just do a little bit of work here now, but I got to the fifth step already. I just want to get onto the concrete now. I feel I got there first. So I'm using every opportunity to have a threshold to feel, did I get there first? Good, excellent, awesome. Now I might get a bit of pulling here. As we are, indeed we are. So now it's another place for me to go. I make the decisions again, guys. This is where you use your legs. You've got your power in your legs, not in your arms. You're going to get jerk them about. You can hurt yourself. But I just want to show them, yes, I know we've got here, but it still doesn't mean you make the decisions. When I feel they're walking nicely, we can make more progress. Okay, we've made good progress, but now we're at a road. We want our dogs to have road sense. I'm not going to ask them to sit, that's not important. I just want them to wait. So we'll treat this as a threshold again. See if I can get there first. And I stop. The dog goes ahead. Try that again, just the same as back there. I want the dog to think, I don't go forward, because even if I stop at the right place, with a leash, a dog can go a bit further and could get hit. Now one thing I do, it's just a little thing for me, is when I do the last step, I stamp. That's not to distract them, it's just to give a little signal that when you hear the stamp, you stop. As you can see, Lewis got it, but of course George doesn't know this yet, and George saw a little seed thing there. I'm not going to take that as a win because George was distracted, so I want him to really think about it. He's not really paying attention right now. As you can see, George is a little bit everywhere, so I'm just going to do a few changes of direction. You've got to be careful with a dog. If it just wanders ahead of you, that's better, but there's a car coming, that's good. Not quite, it's a little bit ahead of me. I want to be a bit strict with this. Good, I'll take that, and now we can come over. Better to be safe than sorry. They'll learn this quite quickly. Another thing you can do, of course, is to introduce a word such as wait to help them to know when it's the right time to stop. So we're going to do that now. Wait. See, he doesn't understand the word yet. So, do that again. You incorporate it and then wait. Good dogs, go past. And that's like the stamp of the foot, it's a signal. Getting back, happy and in control is just as important as going. Tries to pull. I've got Lewis here, so there's a temptation. This is good for people who have dogs that when they see each other, drag their humans towards each other. You can practice one being the central pillar, like we are here, and the other one only getting there when they let the human get there first. And then vice versa. You can practice this in your house or in your garden even. That's much better. Now what was really good about that excursion was that it also gave me an opportunity to give George an idea of road sense. Dogs don't understand the idea of traffic, cars going past. And some of them can just wander into traffic without thinking about it because they don't know what it is. So just giving him the idea that stopping when we get to a threshold, which you start also just at the front of the house, gives them an idea of how it happens, how it works, and then when you do it in the big wide world, they already know what it's about. So there's more to that stopping at the threshold than just showing the dog, you don't go before I do. It's also getting them prepped for when you have to do it in the big wide world. Think about learning to drive a car. How many times did you practice reverse parallel parking until you got it, and aren't you glad you know how to do it now in case you ever need it in the real world? So real life lessons can be happening every day, just in little excursions like that. Use them.